When I design and build my ponds, I always like to incorporate some kind of skimming system. It's only in quite small ponds, say under 1,000 litres, that's 250 gallons, that I don't really bother. The advantage of a skimming system is that it keeps the surface of the pond looking nice and clean. A pond without a skimmer might have all kinds of stuff floating on the surface. Pollen, leaves, dust, floating algae, oily films, all kinds of things. It also helps create a system that efficiently removes nutrients out of the pond. This makes maintenance easy, and I like that because I'm lazy. So in this video I want to show you how you can add a skimming system to your pond, no matter if you're building it from scratch or if it's an existing pond that you'd like to add a skimming system to. But first, if you don't already know me, my name is Kev, and I help people build and maintain their ponds without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, check out the resources at Ozponds.com and give the subscribe button a tap. To create a skimming system, you'll need a pump. Well, most of the time. Some people might have a constant supply of water into the pond, and if you can overflow the pond continuously, you can create a skimming system without a pump. But for most of us, that's not the case. So if we have a pump, we can place it at the edge of the pond. If we create a shallow or narrow opening that water must pass through to reach the pump, that creates a current. This current pulls in any light debris that is floating around inside the pond. To illustrate this, I grabbed a small storage container and put the pump in an old plant pot. I put some rocks in the bottom of the pot to weigh it down and cover the drainage holes. I added some larger rocks to create a narrow opening to the pot. I used some filter foam to fill in the gaps between the larger rocks and added some smaller rocks to wedge everything together. It's not winning any awards, but it's just a demonstration of how easy it is to create a skimming system. Some water will be travelling under or between the rocks, but the path of least resistance is the narrow opening, and you can see debris being pulled in. If I let this system run for an extended period of time, the filter foam would become clogged as debris gets stuck in it. This would make the current even stronger, as now the only real option for the water is to move through the narrow opening. And look, this is just to show you how easy it is. You could make it look much nicer and use something more watertight than the filter foam. In my courtyard pond, I have a skimmer in a bucket. I used an offcut of liner sat on the rocks that form the narrow opening. I think I also used some gap filling foam. But again, basically the water has no choice but to move through the narrow opening to reach the pump, and that creates the current, surface tension, and the skimming effect. I love simple, low-tech systems like this. It costs maybe $10 to set up, not including the pump, where a professional-grade pond skimmer sells for hundreds of dollars. Many of those designs also require you to put a hole in the liner, or they're very visible. A simple DIY skimming system like this requires no holes in the liner, and they can be disguised just as well as the professional-grade systems. So I don't really see any reason why you can't add something like this to any pond. The only downside, of course, is that it's going to take up some pond space. To protect the pump, you need to add a sponge cover over the top. I like something that's quite coarse, and it's going to allow small solid stuff to pass through without hurting the pump, but it's going to stop the big chunky stuff. The pump, if you only have one, should be sending the water to your main filtration system. Here it's further purified by good bacteria, maybe plants, depending on what system you're running. I have a system that I use on all my ponds, and it's been used by people all over the world. If you want to check it out, that's available at Ozponds.com. Over time, that sponge will become clogged with stuff. That's why I like a coarse sponge. If it captures too much stuff and clogs, the pump's going to be starved of water, and that's no good. Unless you like buying new pumps all the time, then it's good, I guess. But anyway, from time to time you'll need to remove the sponge, give it a rinse off to keep it humming along. How often you do that will depend on the pond. What's in it, how often you're feeding, stuff like that. You want to position the skimming system if you can where the prevailing wind likes to push stuff. I also like to have the return to the pond from the main filter coming in on the opposite side if possible. This creates a nice loop for circulation, water in one side and out the other, like a stream or a river. If you want to go for even less maintenance, you can create something called an intake bay. These operate in exactly the same manner, they're just bigger, and instead of a sponge to cover the pumps, we use some pebble. The The pumps or pumps sit inside a vault or something that gives you easy access to the pumps. You use something to create a void space. This is like a reservoir of water that the pumps can draw the water from. The water is still pulled through a shallow, narrow opening, and it's then pulled through the pebble into the void space and then into the pumps. The pebbles act like the sponge. They let small stuff pass through, but not the big stuff. That small stuff gets sent to your main filter. Intake bays are great for people who want less work, more neglect, or they have lots of leaves or other debris. You can use a net to remove the stuff that accumulates inside the intake bay, or if you're lazy like me, especially in the colder months, I just leave it and let it break down inside the intake bay before it makes its way to my bog filters. Obviously, the more material you remove and the more often, the better it is, because that's potential nutrient sources being removed from the pond. The system that I mentioned earlier helps you size the pumps and filter systems, because obviously as the pond scales, or the waste that the pond needs to manage, it's going to change the size requirements of everything. But the basic idea is very simple. If we can create a current that draws in water through a shallow, narrow opening, we pull all the lightweight suspended material to that point of the pond. It's either captured in the sponge, sent to the main filter, or physically removed. I hope this was helpful. If it was, feel free to tickle the thumbs up button, and you might like to watch this video next on how I designed the whole system. Thanks for watching. See ya.